Have you ever glanced at a screen packed with financial data and just felt your eyes glaze over? You know, all those flashing red and green numbers, the weird ticker symbols. It's a total flood of information. Well, today we're going to crack that code together. I mean, let's be real. Looking at something like this can feel like you've been handed some impossible pop quiz. It's just a wall of numbers, and honestly, it can be pretty intimidating. But what if I told you that hidden inside all that chaos, there's actually a story? A story about what's happening in the global economy, what's up with companies you know, and really the collective mood of millions of people. So the real question is, how do you read it? Okay, here's the secret. Just think of it like a weather report for the global economy. Seriously, is it a sunny day for investors? Is it stormy? Maybe just a little overcast? This one simple idea is going to help us make sense of everything we're about to see. So with that in mind, let's check out today's immediate forecast. What's the big picture telling us at just a single glance? Well, the first thing that just jumps right off the screen is all that red. And in the language of the markets, that's pretty simple. Red means prices are down. Green means they're up. So boom, right away, we've got our first major clue. It is not exactly a fantastic day out there. And check this out, it's not just happening in one part of the world. Major stock indexes from all over are showing losses. You've got the Dow Jones in the US down almost 1%, the DAX in Germany down over 2%, and Japan's Nikkei is down a whopping 3.5%. So yeah, this is definitely a global thing. So our initial weather reading is crystal clear. Conditions are stormy. Markets, pretty much everywhere you look, are down for the day. Okay, but what does that mean for the actual companies we all hear about day in and day out? Let's zoom in from those big picture indexes and take a look at the individual stocks that are making noise. You see, that sea of red we just talked about, that general market mood, it doesn't just hang out at the top level. It trickles right down to the stocks of companies you know, you follow, maybe even use every day. The big picture and the small picture are totally connected. And yep, here's the proof. Some of the most watched stocks out there, Tesla, Nvidia, Meta, they're all down today. They're basically just reflecting that wider negative feeling in the market. But wait a second, not everything is in the red. This number, that's ExxonMobil, and it's actually up today. This is a great little reminder that even on a generally stormy day for the whole market, some sectors, in this case energy, can find their own little patch of sunshine. All right, a full economic weather report isn't just about stocks, right? To get the real story, the richer story, we've got to widen our lens and look at some other key indicators. Just remember, the global market is so much bigger than just stocks. It's this massive, interconnected network of everything from the currencies we use to the raw materials, commodities that literally power our industries. So let's take crude oil, for example. It's up a bit today. And that might seem like a small number, but that little change can influence everything from what a company pays for shipping to what you and I pay at the gas pump. And then you've got gold, which is down a lot, actually. Gold is often called a safe haven asset. That means investors tend to run to it when they get really nervous about the economy. The fact that it's down so much today could suggest that, even though it's a red day, there isn't widespread outright panic. It's another interesting piece of the puzzle. And finally, let's peek at a huge currency pair, the euro versus the US dollar. The euro is just a tiny bit down against the dollar. A small number like this can actually reflect big shifts in confidence between two of the world's largest economies. So, we've gathered our clues for the day. Stocks are mostly down, oil's up, gold's down. But here's maybe the most important thing to remember. This is just one day, a single snapshot in time. And a snapshot never ever gives you the whole story. Because this is where the story gets really, really interesting. We're about to change our focus from looking at a single day to looking at several years. And you're going to see how the entire narrative just flips on its head. Wow, this slide really shows you the incredible power of perspective. On the left, you have today's stormy weather. Everything's down. But now look at the right. That's the climate over the last 3 years. The S&P is up over 60%, the NASDAQ over 80%, and Nvidia, come on, it's up over 500%. Today's little storm is just one tiny data point in what has been a very, very sunny long-term climate. And that brings us to what might be the single most important idea to take away from all of this. It's captured perfectly right here. The day is the storm. The years are the climate. The daily ups and downs, that's just noise. The long-term trend, that's the real story. So let's put it all together. After our quick little analysis, what are the key things you should remember the next time you're faced with a page full of that market data? Okay, here are the big takeaways. First, a daily snapshot is just the market's mood, not its fundamental health. Second, different things like stocks, oil, and gold are all telling their own little part of the story. Third, and this is the big one, zooming out from one day to several years can completely change everything you think you're seeing. And finally, just remember that red days and green days, they're both a totally normal part of a much larger ongoing story. And that's it. You now have the key. The next time you see that intimidating wall of data, you won't just see a bunch of numbers. You'll see a story, and you'll actually know how to read it. So today, we read the story of a single day in the global markets. Turns out, it was just a short-term storm inside a much longer-term sunny climate. The only question left is, what kind of story is the market going to tell tomorrow?